morning, good morning. It is me, the Alpha Empath, and I am here to pour into you guys this morning. So, uh, this the past 2, 3 months have been extremely transformative for me. They've been extremely transformative, and many of you know that in February I heard a calling from Mother Earth, from Mother Nature, to go and experience the mother plant called ayahuasca. And I went and I did that. And um, ever since doing that, my life has completely changed. And this is going to be a moment of transparency for me. I'm kind of emotional about it. Shit, I fucking hate. No, I don't. No, I don't. Shit. But I kind of do. I be hating when I be getting all sensitive and shit on camera and shit. Like, goddamn, I don't know these women like that. I don't feel like fucking crying in front of folks today. This is literally what I am thinking. But you guys, let me tell you something. I brought several people with me when I experienced ayahuasca. Uh, the person that I experienced it under, I don't recommend his ass. However, I do recommend, if you feel the calling to experience something like that, to go ahead and do it. If you feel the calling, this is not something that you should be fucking playing with. This is not something that you should be thinking about doing because you fucking curious. Because my life has changed again. Again. Good morning. I don't know who that is. Grand rising to you also, whoever said that. But ever since then, as an empath, I have always been sensitive. I was told that I was too sensitive. I was a little bit of a crybaby. And I guess I am because I'm about to cry right now. But dealing with ayahuasca, I began to understand how fucking out of order I am. How out of order I am with nature. How out of order I am with the highest possibility of the Divine Mother. You see, feminine energy is limitless possibilities. It is limitless. And that is why this universe is more feminine than masculine. One side of femininity is violent as fuck. And you can see it in the cosmos with the destroying of planets, with black holes, with meteorite showers. It is violent as fuck. Don't ever get shit confused. There is nothing more violent on this planet than feminine energy. But feminine energy has to go through an evolution. And when Mother Ayahuasca called me back home, what was actually happening spiritually that I didn't know, Mother Nature was saying it's time to honor the mother. The scripture says it like this: honor your mother and your father so that your days might be long here on the earth. And in my carnalness, I always thought that that meant my mama and my daddy. And it does. In the physical realm, in the carnal nature, it does mean that. But remember, there are different realms that we need to understand knowledge. Knowledge needs to be understood in the spiritual, the emotional, the mental, and then the physical. Good morning, Tanisha. How are you, honey? Good morning, Talon. I am coming to see you, honey. Thank you so much for agreeing to train me. You have no idea how much I love you for that shit. I'm trying not to cry here, y'all. I'm trying not to fucking cry. But I looked at this earth that we as humans are supposed to be overseers of. And after taking ayahuasca, I realized how I have been unfaithful in my stewardship. I, in my carnalness, believed that I was apart from nature. That is what I believed. I believed that nature was something that you go to. Nature was something that you had to reconnect to. Well, the reason why I believed that is because I was unconnected from nature. And I kid you guys not, I am having issues, serious issues, when the things that I used to love, like I love a rib. I love a fucking rib, or at least I fucking used to. Now I look at ribs And I say, I can't eat that because that's my fucking brother. I know you might think I sound crazy. And to be honest with you, I don't really give a fuck. I really don't really give a fuck. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. I don't give a fuck because everything that has spirit, everything that has life came from my mother and my father. And if you can hear what I am saying, I hope you can hear it. When I look at trees, when I look at nature, when I look at plants, they are my fucking siblings. Now, with that being said, does that mean that I'm going to forever stop eating meat? No, it don't mean that. It don't mean that. But when I think about how carnal mindedness has taken nature and put it in I don't know, farms where it can't have sunlight and it doesn't get to roam and it doesn't have any life at all, and how we have enslaved things that have the spirit and came out of the same fucking womb as our mother, I am sickened with myself. With myself. And I never felt like that. I sensed it a little bit, but to awaken to it, see, I would have bouts. When you are transitioning, you have bouts of slipping in and out of consciousness like you're in a coma. You wake up one moment and you're like, oh shit, I see. And then you go back to sleep. And then you wake up again, you're like, I see. And you're ready to change your life around. And then you go back to sleep. But this thing that I have experienced, I remember Saj Guru, when I was feeling called to deal with Mother Ayahuasca, Saj Guru said something. He said, listen, I don't advise people doing that because you do it and then you have that experience and then you go back to being normal. You go back to being normal. I'll be right with you, Janisa. That's my client. She called me already. You go back to being normal. I have not went back. I don't know why some people go back to being normal and why some people don't. But right now, I feel an urge to be a voice for my mother. I feel an urge to be a voice for my father. See, you cannot discredit, you cannot dishonor, you cannot be disloyal from the nature that you came from. This body that you have, it don't fucking belong to you. It is borrowed and it is nature. The fingerprint that looks so much like the fucking tree is because it ain't yours. It belongs to fucking nature. And you are a steward over it. I was being taught about the chakra system, and they were talking about numbers because the universe is extremely mathematical. Extremely mathematical, okay? And we hear these numbers because I grew up in Christianity. I grew up in Christianity, and the number 666 is just like, oh my God, that's the mark of the beast. That's the devil. We don't want to have nothing to do with that. It is the number that represents your carnality or the lowest possibility of your feminine energy. But when you turn that number upside down, it represents 999. The 666 is the fucking beginning. The 999 is the motherfucking end. That's what that is. And I'm seeing all of these things. Not only have I awakened to my out of orderedness with nature and how I have dishonored my mother, I have awakened to more psychic abilities. See, as an empath, I always sensed spirits, always sensed them. Now I can fucking see them. So how do I tell people that have been around me, that say that they know me? They knew me before I was reborn. And shit, I was reborn again in February and didn't even fucking know it. They knew me then. But how do I tell people that in this new evolution of awakening, and because awakening, you have different levels. It's like a fucking game. You got different levels. You awaken on this stage. Ooh, behold, everything is new. Then you die, you're buried, you resurrect. And again, behold, everything is new. And that cycle is never supposed to stop. So now I see people in their humanness, in their human form. I see their ego. And when I see ego, I only mean the image that they want to present to me. Nothing bad or anything like that. But I see the fucking image. But now because my eye is open, I see the entity behind it. I actually see it with my two eyes. And I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck do I deal with this? How the fuck do I deal with a person that is unconscious of the spiritual being that is using them? And I know that fucking spiritual being don't mean me no good, but in their humanity, they are unconscious to it. And they think, oh, Tiffany's just being me. No, bitch, I know who the fuck you are. I know who the fuck you are. How do you say that? How do you say that without seeming crazy? Does anybody know on here what the fuck I'm talking about? Does anybody experience or has anybody gone through this level of spiritual awakening? I'm calling my tribe to me. I have evolved again. And I don't want to go through this journey by myself. Does anybody understand the sensitivity to nature that I'm talking about? Or do you think just kill, kill, kill? Is that what you're thinking? I can't even tolerate that shit anymore. I can't even tolerate it at all. And the first person that I have to correct is me. That's the first. My phone is going off because my clients is they're ready for me to be their coach, and I'm going to deal with them. But does anybody know what I'm talking about? Let me go over here to some of these comments over here. Yes, she makes you one with the earth. I'm assuming that that's Talon. Talon, you are absolutely right. And I had no clue that drinking Mother Ayahuasca would make me sensitive to her pain. And as an empath, that shit is fucking intensified. It's intensified. So like I said, don't come for her unless she called for you, because then you're gonna end up going through the shit I'm going through, crying out a goddamn time and feeling like you can't be with the people that used to love you because they don't understand you anymore. They think everything's fucking funny. Let's just kill every goddamn thing. Listen, y'all. I was in the fucking bathtub. I love bathing. Love bathing. I can spend like hours on end bathing. I really can. And I was in the bathtub, and there was a gnat in the bathtub. And at one point in my life, if I see a goddamn gnat, I'm killing that motherfucking shit. That's how I thought. But now I thought for the first time, I'm like, you ain't doing shit to me. Enjoy your life. It's short-lived anyway. You probably gonna die by yourself tomorrow anyway. I don't need to kill you. And that's just new for me. I know it sounds like something small, but that's new for me. Yes, it removes the veil. Mother Ayahuasca does remove the veil. And Talon, if that is you, I am telling you, I am submitting. I appreciate you teaching me what I need to do to prepare the brew. I'm definitely going to be doing that, but I'm not going to go into my shamanistic calling until I'm properly trained, because I have been leading souls. Leading spirit is different. I am accomplished with leading souls. This is why my phone keep going off, because I'm accomplished with leading souls. If you are experiencing a dark night of the soul, I can fucking help you with that shit. But leading spirit, I'm going to take my time and I'm going to do that shit right, because I see what's at stake. I see what's at the war that's being fought here. I never saw it before. Marisol, I cannot wait to see you at the Goddess Retreat. I cannot wait. I have not yet, but I recognize this. I'm feeling it and I'm getting glimpses. Okay, Mia. Before you awaken fully, remember, when you are asleep, think about people that are in a coma. Think about them. When they are about to wake up, you might see their hand moving. You might see their eyes fluttering. That is what's happening on a mass level. That is what is happening to people that are supposed to transition this consciousness. Mia, it is happening to you. Keep going, honey. Keep pushing. Keep going. Do not be afraid. Yes, when you fully awaken and your eyes are wide, it might hurt a little bit because your eyes ain't seen the light before. But when you see it, you're going to feel it in your fucking soul. And I am telling you, honey, you are called to this. Keep going. Keep going. They think we are crazy. Marisol, we're going to talk about more of this at the Goddess Retreat. I am so happy you are coming, because I am calling everybody that is supposed to spiritually awaken. I'm calling them forth. I'm going to help guide their souls. And in time, I'm going to help guide their spirits, okay? Yes, we feel everything intensely. You're absolutely right. Good morning, Zaria. The awakening is hard at first, but it is a beautiful thing once you accept it. Well, Zaria, you are a beautiful spirit. I'm trying to surrender to it. But just understanding how fucking out of order I am, that's been really hard for me. I'm gonna be honest with you. We don't rush. We take time to absorb all the knowledge. or we miss things. You are absolutely correct. Listen, you guys, you're not going crazy. You're awakening. I remember when I used to teach my class about empaths, there was a certain type of empath. It was called the spiritual empath. And these are empaths that have the ability to see spirits. Okay. Now, my son is that kind of empath. I was not. I did it one time and I was like, this on some bullshit. I ain't doing that shit no more. And I never did. But now I see it every damn day. And I used to talk about them. When I used to hear people talking about astral projecting and shit, I look at them and I'll be like, that motherfucker on that shit. That's literally what I would say. I kid you not. I'm a little skeptical. I really am. So how fucking ironic that Mother Ayahuasca calls the fucking skeptics. Me. People that don't believe nothing. Me. So now I'm seeing the shit. Let me tell y'all something. My eye is so fucking wide open that one of my students was visiting me at the last retreat. At the last retreat, she was visiting me and she was sleeping. And her spirit came to talk to me. And right beside her was the image of a man. I saw it clearly. And it felt fatherly. And that's why you need to be very in tune with nature, because your body is an instrument of spirituality. Let me say this again. It felt fatherly. And you can feel more when your body is more alkaline. That's why if you are a healer, you probably need to watch your diet, okay? Especially during ceremony, you need to watch what you fucking eat so you can be sensitive to what spirit is revealing. See, I saw my father, I saw the image of this man beside her, but then I felt his energy, and the energy felt fatherly. So she asked me, she said, hey, describe this person to me. And I began to describe him. And she said, that don't look nothing like my daddy. So I was like, okay, I'm on some motherfucking bullshit. Whatever. But she called me back and she said, could you describe him further to me? So I'm sitting up here describing this man. And she said, you just described my brother to a T. Here's the thing though. She sent me a motherfucking picture of her brother. And my heart dropped out of my ass because it was the same fucking being that I saw beside her. It even gets weirder. It gets fucking weirder. I can't even tell y'all about how fucking weird it gets. But what the guy was wearing was the same shit that was in the fucking photo that she sent me. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. Cause y'all damn sure gonna think I'm batshit crazy. Separating the wheat from the chaff. It's a blessing of discernment when they think we are crazy. I don't know who this is, but this kind of feels like Jayhawk. Is that Jayhawk who made that fucking comment? Is that Jayhawk or is that Sandra? Who is that? I don't know. I don't know. If you are awakening, you are not in this alone. We are being called back. We are being called back to honor. It's talent. Okay, you were going to be my third guest. Okay. We are being called back to honor nature. But the only way that we can honor nature is if our crown, our head, and our spirits are intact. You have to be intact and whole in your feminine energy, but it has to be the highest possibility. Remember, there are several different variations of femininity. You get to choose which one you're going to display. See, masculinity says, what do I want to present? The energy that I want to present to this world. What is the feeling that people get when they meet me? What is it? The scripture says it like this. I'm coming back for a new bride. A bride that is unblemished and untouched. And I recognize that within myself. What version of femininity am I going to present? I'm always going to have my warlike nature. I'm a fucking warrior, and I understand that. But what fight will I fight today? What fight will you fight today? Scripture says we argue not against flesh and blood, but against powers and rulers and principalities in dark places. That's what I'm called to fucking fight. I hope you will join this fight with me. I love you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.